There is an old timeless folk saying, in regards to making character assumptions about strangers. The saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. This old folk saying is a good principle to adhere to by all people, as well as, and even more so, for Christians. Welcome to On My Lunch Break with God, the podcast created for those that desire to spend their lunch break thinking about the goodness of God. The Bible verse for today's episode comes from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 31. And I will be reading from the New Living Translation. And verse 31 says, "It was by faith that Rahab the prostitute was not destroyed with the people in her city who refused to obey God. For she had given a friendly welcome to the spies." Now, just who was Rahab the Harlot? Well, for starters, the Bible clearly mentions her as a prostitute throughout the Holy Scriptures, Old Testament as well as New Testament. In addition to being a sex worker, and she was just that, Rahab was also a woman of faith. Let this fact be a warning to those that are quick to judge certain people because of their perceived lifestyle choices, for your perceptions can be deceptive. Rahab's faith in the God of Israel propelled her to assist the Hebrew spies in ancient Israel's battle for Jericho, despite being a resident of Jericho. Coincidentally, because Rahab physically lived on Jericho's wall, see Joshua chapter 2 verse 15, and sexually entertained outsiders that visited her home at the outskirts of town, then she had to have listened to her clients' reports concerning the ancient Hebrews' God providing them the victory over what was at that time in ancient history immensely strong military power in ancient Egypt's army that was swept away in the Red Sea. But write this down. This is what is important about Rahab. Rahab, after listening about the Egyptians' warriors being thrown into the sea by this small group of former slaves' god, Rahab did not let her circumstances, her community, her background, or her lifestyle from preventing her of placing her faith in the one true God. Therefore, Rahab wanted to serve the God that will rescue those that were considered outcasts. Rahab placed her faith in the God that saves a people that were former slaves. What life principle can be adhered to after reading about Rahab the harlot sub-story in ancient Israel's conquest of the Promised Land? A great life principle is found in Rahab's speech to the Hebrew spies. The audience is made aware of a woman who had spiritual discernment. See Joshua chapter 2 verse 9 through 11. Well, if you do, then you will have something in common with Rahab, who had the spiritual discernment to place her faith in God to be saved. And if an ancient prostitute can place her faith in him, then surely you can too. If a lady of the night from a pagan community can serve God before her community's judgment day, then surely you can too. Just place your faith in Christ. Do not believe in your own good works, but believe in his work on the cross for your salvation. If this episode has inspired you, then please like the episode and share it with a friend.